Thanks a ton on the mic.
Thank you very much, Puckett. Yes, what a game to kick off today. Maybe one of the biggest games we'll see in the last week of qualifiers. Seattle Surge versus the Legion. Now, both these teams technically in the bubble. Legion at the very bottom, Surge at the very top. But if you're Surge, you do not want to collapse at this point. You've been fighting all season to get here. For Legion, the uphill battle continues, Tom.
It really does continue. The strength of schedule we talked about, they've not done too badly with it whatsoever. And this is a winnable game with the way that Seattle Surge have been playing. Vegas Legion will be looking this as another very high possibility of finding 10 points, and they really do need it. They are the team furthest down in what we would call the bubble. You know, we do talk about Florida and how it's still possible for them. It would take a minor miracle, but for Vegas, there is still so much work to do. Need to find a win today. Seattle Surge, look, you need to try and get something going again. We're talking about the opposite end of the bubble for Surge. It would take something quite monumental for them to screw it up now, Brycey, I'm not gonna lie, but a loss to Vegas Legion here would not help them whatsoever.
No, it certainly wouldn't. Of course, we can't stop emphasizing the Legion. They have been fighting. It's been their story for so long. And we're coming to the very end of it, the cusp of what happens to Vegas. And this is one of the games that we may talk about in just a week's time.
Yeah, they would be a bit sad about that. Røkkr resurgence yesterday, I want to say. Not necessarily the result they would have wanted, but a result that they have got a hold of here, though, is Embassy Hardpoint. They've won the last 3 up against various opposition, of course. Seattle Surge, not too bad of a record, of course, sitting at 11-6. Pred is somebody you just have to watch. 1.22 on this map. Just such an issue when it does come down to those rotations, fighting in and around over towards the Embassy side. He is a big problem in that aspect, but now the problem for Seattle Surge is trying to find a break over towards Vegas Legion. Temp setting up towards the car park side. Hard break now for Surge to try and fight.
You can already see pressure from all angles. Priestahh will hold off the first towards the back, though. That's going to be big for them as well. Simp coming through the door. It's not going to get any more. Standy is ready for it. Priestahh continuing to rack up the kills. At the moment, the Legion have a hold.
Did well here last time, if I remember rightly. P2 was the money maker. P3 is sometimes a place where they do struggle. Kills have been traded, though. The break has come through for a Seattle Surge. In the middle will be cleaned up. The spawn over towards the car park. Very nice fatigue. We'll find the break and we'll find the rotation through. Some good time for Vegas Legion here. Still 30 seconds to go. It's a big kill from TJ. The rest of the team are here to back it up as well, or not quite in time. Seattle Surge are here for the scrap. Is still hotly contested.
And to be fair, I think we got to give credit to Priestahh. Holding it back for that long, I mean, Surge did not get the time they wanted off of it. The problem now going to be for Legion. Can they get into P3? TJ will be the first one through the kind of door, but not going to find anything. Temp will find a kill. Seattle here in numbers and locked in.
Yep, Seattle Surge doing their research. Vegas Legion, when it does come down to P3, it has been difficult. But I want to kind of point towards some statistics for Hardpoint when it comes down to Vegas Legion. Since stage 4, their breaking percentage has been so high on this map, sitting at number 3. Percentage-wise over the season has been great, but since Standy came in, their breaking has been significantly better. He will be the only one who can find a kill off those initial couple of breaks. Temp will find one. Mack is going to have to do some work here alongside of accuracy. Pressure coming in from Vegas Legion. Potential break.
Unfortunately, they get cut down in orange, just not finding the gap that they need. And with 30 seconds left to go, one last roll of the dice. Priestahh's in a position. TJ going to try and go through orange now. They will go for this scrap time, but it may mean they lose the rotation again. Here they come, only Pred holding them off. And it will be Legion to grab the 20 seconds. Mack with a huge kill. And Legion gain 20, but lose the next hill.
Yeah, if Temp manages to take down Mack there, you get the scrap and you get a good foothold on the rotation heading in towards P4. Pred is here though with Temp towards the back. Temp very much alone. It should be dead to rights and is so. 7-6 out of Pred, starting to warm up into this game. If it's a slight lead for the Vegas Legion, and talking about the sentiments from the desk, I think this might go to a game 5. We've got a close game 1 so far. Seattle Surge inside the point.
And again, all on Vegas. Trying to find their way through here. Only one kill from 10. Can they find anything else in the kill feed? And 10 finds a second, and now the pressure will mount. Seattle Surge are trying to hold down the fort for it as well. They send in the superstar. Pred unable to get anything else going. Mack waiting now. No reinforcements, no trades, but it will be numbers out for them, but somehow Legion find more kills.
Fantastic breaking on the back of Temp. He finds the 2 kills in the corridors, and it just makes things that little bit easier, but you're being broken far too easily. It's a 4-man wipe for Seattle Surge. Vegas Legion will walk away towards kitchen, licking their wounds. And now can they get themselves set up? 3 kills from Pred in the kill feed to find that one. And Temp now just going hunting a little bit, easing some of this pressure, and will do so very well. Finds the 2 kills, Mack accuracy, and the trophy system very much dead.
Temp holding it down. Already getting back from the point here. Vaz gas nerves out for basically everybody. The Legion will have control. This is not an easy break for any team. They're going to have to try and surround all sides and pinch.
Big kill actually coming in from Mack. Can't actually capitalize on it. Sending at 5 and 12, but that would have been an important one if the rest of Surge could have found some sort of gunfight. It's only going to be Pred. Said that quite a few times this season. Mack now, can he find a second? No, he cannot. Standy flying out the doors. Really good hold from Vegas Legion so far. It's so hard to separate these two teams right now. First rotation at Hills, it's just been so close, but 30 left to go on the kitchen. It's been a good hold from Legion so far.
And every time you think that maybe Seattle Surge get a toehold through, Legion are all vazzed up. They're all ready. They're all holding all the angles. And they should hold the last second here. Seattle Surge will pull through this last hill, but at the moment they're finding nothing. Not even Pred will find an ingress into this point as we go into our second set of rotations done.
Yeah, Seattle Surge started to just talk that one up with 20 seconds to go. 4 bodies inside the point for Vegas Legion. It's always going to be very difficult. Wonderfully patient play from TJ, though. Now finds the kill and accuracy. You get that sort of positioning heading into P2. And TJ is flowing like water now. 20 and 10 from him. It's a phenomenal start. A phenomenal first rotation from Vegas Legion. Commanding position right now.
And they've got to be feeling good, but let's find out. It's a Vegas Legion. Listen in.
I got gas.
Nice, good shit.
Push on right side Pete.
Right side hill, let's go dead. Right side one. Didn't hit him. I'll chop top Pete. Let's go top, get in hill. Double chop, look at left window. I have your left window weak.
Shot me hill. He's front side hill.
Laundry. He double chop this plate, double chop this. I'm one shot. I'm throwing a trophy, going look at one. Get time done.
What's gonna be gas? I can cut your mid.
Okay, I'm getting time.
Xbox, one shot. Front laundry, Mack. Absolutely.
I have left.
I have to hit this.
They're
gonna be gas. They're gonna be gas.
This is good ass time. This is good ass time.
He might be red on me. Mack might be red on me.
Mack was laundry.
He's gonna go red to gas probably.
I'm working left. I'm on top ladder.
Come gas with me. Whoever's mid, maybe play gas with me.
No, I'm going home.
One's gonna be gas. One's gonna be gas, Clay. I'm gonna play it with you, Don. I'm jumping on kitchen.
I
don't see him on the heady.
Watch this guy back truck on me.
I don't see anything in hill.
I'll see him mid pickup. He's gotta be useless.
S1 dead.
Oh, actually, in the hill weak.
He's back van Sib.
He's weak in time, guys.
Deep van.
Yo, he's the farthest van. Lamar.
Oh, good. Let's get
He's in
time.
the farthest van. Hey, front side hill on you.
Heard. I'm killing trophies, guys. Trophies dead. Where is
Yeah, front. Trophy front side hill. He's in laundry, Pred.
Front side hill weak, Mack. Max front side hill weak. I stun him.
And the Legion desperately trying to fight back into this P2. You can hear it in the comms. Nothing yet, but still holding on to their lead ton.
Getting a little bit frantic, it had to be said. Vegas Legion hadn't really found a break until then. Clayster and Co. finding the kills across the map, and now it's all about the rotation. Beams from Standy. The Mack's got to be careful with Standy shooting like this. You're gonna get gunned. P3 rotation is in, and as is 10 seconds of scrap time. Standy just trying to do it all on his own. The only man who can mention back is Pred. Wonderful couple of kills coming in from him. Just unfortunately, the other team have a Pred. Really good kills on the transition though, and Seattle Surge have to hold on here.
Yeah, it still caused a little bit of issue. They're not all here in numbers. You can see that Legion are trying to put the pressure down, but it is running through a chokehold. 10 makes a kill. Can he find one against accuracy? Who holds it? He does find the second. These are outrageous kills from the Legion. Times that they shouldn't be winning, they've got it. They're now into the point.
Standy gets himself a PD spawn and just pushes all the way over towards up top. So no Overwatch for Seattle Surge in that area. Standy locking it down. It's only Pred who can do anything about this. 1-2. And that is absurd from Pred. Every single time you think Surge are out of it, pops up is pretty boy Pred every single time. Slows them down. 3-piece for them, but it's up the ladder for Clayster. They can't find anything. Biggest Legion play that well, but they're running the Pred, unfortunately.
And that's happened more than one time on this map already. He flies in and finds it. It is difficult for any team to deal with him. Legion, though, holding this rotation, looking to extend this lead, give themselves a cushion against the Surge.
30 seconds is the lead now. Big gunfight win from TJ, or from Sibon to TJ, I should say. And Pred lingering up top. This is getting dangerous now. 2 kills make that 3 for Surge. Biggest Legion broken far too easily. Things getting a little bit scary now. The lead was sitting at 60 or 70. It is very much down to only 30.
And now, Temp again. We keep finding these kills on the way in here for Temp. Actually diving around, but Standy will find it as well. And only Mack for the attack. He'll find 2, but not the 3rd. But it gives his team an opportunity. Clayster back against the wall. Simp flying in, finds a trade. Temp will get 2 with a grenade as well. Can he find the 3rd? Accuracy versus Temp, and he will get it. And now, hot feet, rotation on flame. Both teams sprinting over here, knowing it could be decided.
It's been heavy blow after heavy blow between these two squads so far. Everyone seems to just be having their moments here and there. Pred just trying to hold this cross down, just trying to weaken anything that Vegas Legion can throw at this one. It is Clayster towards the back, the rest of the team spawning up on the Scrapz, so he will wait for the rest of the squad to find a breakthrough. Seattle Surge, you have a bit of time to set up here, but the setup has to be tight.
And now, all the pressure in the world. Legion are going to hit this from a single direction. Nades flowing into this point. Accuracy will find onto Teb on the outside. 3 players ready to jump. A hurricane of fire about to erupt. Mack holding the door first. TJ's going to go down. Clayster is now going to have to backpedal. He falls as well. Standy versus Mack. There is nothing here for Legion.
Really good kills coming in from Mack and really good backup from the rest of Seattle Surge. You've seen Accuracy just holding down the mid lane. Nobody from Vegas Legion has been able to get across without being tagged up. Seattle Surge, it's been easy picking so far, making a couple of more. Save 1, 2, and 3. Not quite. Standy's there for 2. Standy's there for 3. 15 seconds remaining. TJ through the front door as well. Vegas Legion, they're going to be 10 points away by the time we head over towards P1. Third rotation coming in. Seattle Surge backs firmly against the wall.
And the Legion have had the slaying, but it doesn't matter if you don't convert these last 12 and they get another one there onto the point. Standy will be looking for it as well. He'll know these players are trying to keep them off P1 here, but Clayster's with the play up top PD. Standy will find one more on the hill. Simp will continue to trade this one as well. Simp gets a second. Legion will not get onto the point yet.
And this is so difficult for Seattle Surge. So many different angles that Vegas Legion can just hold you off from. And it just makes it so difficult. You lose a couple of gunfights and Vegas Legion can just chance it and jump on, and those points keep on a ticking. Mack will find another, but every single kill is vitally important for Seattle Surge. You still got 25 seconds left to defend P1 here. It's so difficult from this position.
It is, because every time they look away towards P2, Legion will take the points.
Big win.
With blood dripping out of a wound. They are bleeding Surge on this map, and they have done enough. It is first blood to the Legion. And they know it was hard fought, but hard won. And that is already something we weren't expecting. Seattle have been great in hard points, but Legion are looking different these days.
My goodness. Standing just over and over again in the breaks. I think this was the one towards the end. We don't get to quite see it because why would we want to? But I'm sure the replay ops will have a couple from the Vegas Legion with those breaks. Just want to kind of go back to a stat that I was mentioning. When it comes down to this map, Embassy Hardpoint, at the beginning of the season, before Standy came into the team, they were 12th in rotational percentage, but they were really struggling with their breaks, but have now found themselves in 3rd in breaks since Standy joined the roster. And he was the man that was leading the charge on that front every single time. 30 and 22. TJ really dropped off, which maybe it was something that allowed Seattle Surge to come back into it, but had a really good first rotation, which gave Legion ultimately a 60 or 70 point lead. Seattle Surge just couldn't hold anything down. A couple of nice breaks from them, but it never felt like they would find a break and then find 30. It felt like they would find a break and then just get broken back pretty much immediately. Never really seen a really good solid hold from the Seattle Surge over that entire Embassy hardpoint.
Yeah, I mean, looking back on it and looking at these statistics, Ton, and that's what's kind of been throwing me through a loop as you were talking there. The slaying was so heavily sided to the Legion that game shouldn't have been anywhere near as close. No. It just shouldn't have been. And especially if you also think, we saw some big moments from Vegas. Big breaks, big 3 kills, Standy, Temp, making the plays. But Seattle Surge refused to fall. Yes, you can put someone on this man's shoulders. Pred, a force of nature at every stage. But trying to take away, Legion look great when they slay. A little bit more tightening on the rotations, and that would have been out of control.
Yeah, that would have been much cleaner. I mean, this is a moment that you just can't let happen. You see Pred at the bottom right corner. I absolutely love that call every single time. Yeah, they got me swearing on broadcasters last weekend. I might as well get them in. Hey, Playstep is the one who cleans it up. But you're right. Look, when it comes down to it, the slaying very much in Vegas Legion's pocket. They can tighten up a couple of different moments here and there, like that Pred moment if he doesn't find 3. You're talking maybe, well, it was a 15 seconds or so that was on offer for the side of Vegas Legion. At a minimum there, that's a 30-point swing. That's the Seattle Surge managed to pick up. Could be very different. The scoreline looks a lot different if it's 250 to what, like 160. You know, those little moments here and there do account for quite a lot. But yeah, you're right on the slaying ability. My goodness, that is a heavy outslay by none other than Vegas Legion on Embassy Hardpoint.
Yeah, and that's I don't want to say it's worrying. I can't believe the points have come that close. You got to think as well, Legion just kept bleeding P1. It's such a viable strategy. We knew it was going to happen when they got that last break into kitchen. All you have to do, find some kills around the point, jump on for a couple of seconds. But it is a solid map result win from them. Hey, sometimes just winning the gunfights and continuing to put the other team into a staggered position will let you walk away with a respawn onto the S&D.
Yeah, and S&D that they will be feeling very, very good about. Just to touch on a couple of the statistics on this one before we heading into it. Surge are sitting at 0-3 on Mikado. They haven't played it for 4 months in a competitive setting. You've got to be feeling good if you're Vegas Legion about it. Specifically, you know, your Search and Destroy has always been pretty strong. Going in it onto a Mikado against a Search. You have obviously had a resurgence in the Search and Destroy, specifically online. But the great equalizer is still there for Vegas Legion. LSELO control is coming up map number 3, and that's always going to be worrying, but plenty of Call of Duty yet to be played. Keep playing like that, when what we've seen in map number 1 and the slaying side of things, Vegas Legion should be just fine.
They really should. And they essentially are hoping for the Cinderella run. They are hoping to keep on moving forward. And here are some ranks for it, Ton. What do you make of this?
I'm just trying to read through the last in Search and Destroy, the match metrics. No, I just actually want to clear it up in terms of how these guys are just sitting overall, I presume, in terms of the statistics. Last in Search and Destroy for Seattle Surge. It's kind of been up and down for them, though, hasn't it? Is this... Their searches look better on occasion.
Hey,
but,
Seattle Surge sometimes may be good.
Yeah, well, yeah. I nearly got my swear in if you want to go for it, but hey, 0-3.
No.
Yeah, no, even kind of need a job next season.
Well, before next season, before the end of this, and before we figure out how this game has gone and we can all get on Reddit and have a good moan, it is the S&D coming up next. Statistics may not lie, but are they telling the truth? Legion heavily favored here.
And towards, well, I mean, I was about to say we can have some stats for Seattle Surge, but we don't have any because they're 0-3, and like, how much do you want to pick that apart? They haven't played it in 4 months. They're very much going to surely be a new look, and look at that gunfight from Pred. You just cannot let that happen. My word. Placed it. Reminded of his age on that one, unfortunately. Pred gunned him completely. 3v4 now for Vegas Legion.
TJ gets one back under Mack. And now in a 3v3, 2 players going to hit tunnel here. And TJ will go straight there. Somehow stays alive. Does not get the kill, though. The trade doesn't come through either. Pred now going to hit this rotation stand. He's going to fall before he does it. And that'll be first blood to Seattle Surge.
And I think when you're on the attack in round number 1 as well, and I'm not going to discredit that anything that Seattle Surge did there, it is a little bit easier to play with his headbutt over towards A. Unfortunately for Priestahh, he did really give the sight up, and you see a lot of teams do that. You don't have a trophy system to help you enter through the hedges side. It just makes it a little bit more difficult to find a good position. Just kind of looking over from tunnel, and well, Pred jumps around the corner and deletes him. So that kind of opens up the round completely for the side of Surge. And I think, you know, if you look at the stats for Vegas Legion, very, very good retaking team, sitting at second overall in the statistics. They would have fancied their chances over towards it, and will fancy their chances this time on the attack. Stanley will open things up onto Pred. 1v3 in favor of Legion.
And now Legion have a little bit of control. Stanley doesn't want to chow here, but it doesn't matter. Simp goes for it from the top rope. And the Legion have actually left it down to a 3 versus 3, and they've rotated. I think Seattle Surge, no, you can see them redistributing on the minimap.
Yeah, if they've done their homework last time around, out the 5 offenses up against Minnesota Røkkr, Vegas Legion headed over towards B 4 times. They are doing this quite often. They don't necessarily love that 50-50 if you want over towards A, but well, okay, and Seattle Surge loving it over towards B. The gunfights just flow through ever so easily. Surge 2 to the good. These rounds have been convincing.
They have. I mean, big gunfight obviously towards the middle. Their accuracy hasn't missed. 4-0. And you got to ask yourself this. Obviously, Legion, a little bit of a playbook. The rotation was called. With Standy dying in mid, it took away one of their aces.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think, you know, the call comes through. Standy is probably just going to play that position if you can find that second kill. I wouldn't be surprised if Vegas Legion still rotate over towards B. Quite happy to let a player like Standy go off on that lone island play. Seattle Surge now trying their look over towards B. Back in accuracy, putting the feelers out. Understanding where Vegas Legion are set up, but plenty of bodies over towards this B side. You see Priestahh's over there. very, very fast if he needs to be. And 2 other members from Vegas Legion already set up. So Seattle Surge with a small conundrum here.
Oh, Mack's going to go down. There's the bomb in no man's land. The Standy recognize it. You can see the Legion of Distribute. They've given up A control. Sib looking for anybody crossing. Priestahh put that face out into the open. He won't. TJ will get the second kill as well. Priestahh crosses with beautiful COD timing.
You absolutely love those if you're a Vegas Legion fan. Gets himself across, safe as houses, up against Sib. Now, Sib and Pred's actual positioning here is brilliant if you had the bomb. They do not. They do not. Vegas Legion very well aware of where it is, and that's why you can see this setup for arrows heading. And looking over towards the A side, Sib just trying to find a breakthrough. We'll find the shots onto Temp.
Don't worry. Even the Legion can't actually give this one away. There'll be no choking today. It'll just be hunting down and killing Sib. The Legion get one back on the board.
Not much you could do there. I think, you know, when that first initial kill comes through onto Mack, it is always a little bit more difficult because of his positioning, because of where that bomb is, and then the second one comes through onto the other player who's pushing that side. It just makes it very, very difficult. Vegas Legion do everything they need to do. Seattle Surge, not a lot they could do. Just gets a bit of bad time in Mack there as well. He was already looking over towards that side as soon as he goes to turn around for whatever distraction that had came through. Standy is there to pick up the pieces, find the first blood. They walk away with the round. So Vegas Legion do stop the bleeding. 2-1 now.
Placed up first blood. There's more bleeding. Oh no! Oh no! The trophy is a Legion fan. Mack has fallen, and Standy gets another one. And there's the fuck. Ah! What is going on?
Well, I mean, it's a fat nade over from Priestahh, but you got to get your trophies down. 9 times out of 10, you guys are ranked at home will be sitting playing this, and you'll be throwing your grenades towards hedges. And yeah, okay, in ranked play you'll get them because people don't use trophies sometimes. But to find that break, you've got to get them down very, very quickly. Was that a how many seconds round there?
17 seconds.
17?
That's why I'm losing my mind. What on earth is going on? From bad to worse for Seattle. They were 2-0 up, and it very quickly has changed.
Very, very quickly. Now it is a big hit over towards the A side. Back ready and waiting accuracy, trying to find the pick place there. I think that's through the wall, to be honest with you. TJ was there to put the damage down as well. Pred is able to find a kill on attempt, though, over towards the B side. So Seattle Surge have got their skates on and heading over, but as are the Vegas Legion. They've already found Pred here as well. They will take him down. So that rotation from Mack is no longer that attractive.
Well, TJ just plays patient. Mack alone. Is there a 1 versus 3 here for Seattle? It will not be easy. Dead silence not available for him. Stomping through Cantina. TJ, I think, has heard him. He has. And there we go. It's an easy kill in the end.
And I like that from Legion. Look, you leave TJ over there, he'll probably be saying to his team, look, I'm top Cantina. It's a really good spot to be in if you want to defend A. If you want anybody over towards that A side in any position, it's probably up here with an SMG. So that allows the other 2 players on Vegas Legion to appreciate what's happening over towards B. Pred's found a kill. Let's rotate over in case they do go for the rotation, which they did. But as soon as Pred falls, because of Vegas Legion being able to freely rotate, just makes things that ever bit more difficult. Mack not getting any look on his side this time around. Of course, the guaranteed bomb carrier for the Seattle Surge. Now what's the play? Vegas Legion again going over towards the B side. This time, though, Seattle Surge have predicted wrongly.
It's a huge counterplate. And they move.
They don't know. They don't know it's completely free. Seattle Surge are here now.
But Legion have not planted, and this causes issues, Ton. Again, compressed. The defense is up here for Legion, like they're defending the bomb site, but they don't have full control over it yet. Priestahh trying not to get picked off. Somebody from Vegas will have to make a move.
That's a brave gunfight from Priestahh. Sib with 0 cover, though. And he will find us 4th in a row. And now the cogs can start to whirl a little bit for Vegas Legion. Where can you find the break? Where can you find that little angle? Mack with some good shots onto Priestahh, though. I think he'd be a bit perplexed by that. I didn't even see bullets. And Priestahh is dead. Now 3v3. Seattle Surge just looking from the outside in, but TJ will find one onto accuracy. Now 2v3. Vegas Legion have played this one very patiently.
They have, but Seattle, all they have to do is move at the right moment. Mack finds Temp. Standy will get bombed down to a 2 versus 2.
Pred's Pop Daddy.
They're going to go for this. They are going to go for this. Stanley has it as well. Pred checking his corners, checking his angles. TJ throwing him some eyebrows, but it isn't going to be enough. Pred gets out of there alive. Time still ticking down. Still a 2 versus 2.
1 HP in a dream, but Mack makes the push, has to do something because Pred has to back on down. TJ 5 spree. Is that going to be ended right now because of Pred? Yes, it is. Is the trade going to be there, though? Of course it is. Vegas Legion. What I really love about that is how patient they were. They find themselves over towards B. Not a lot of information, so you do not make that push initially over towards the site. I think sometimes, myself included, you know, I was kind of looking at that. I can see the minimap. I know where they are. So that does obviously help. Vegas Legion could have got that bomb down pretty quickly. Choose not to do so because they have, well, lack of information, as mentioned. Then they just pick them apart. Seattle Surge maybe just offer a little bit too much. Just trying to keep an eye on the bomb, trying to find some angles, trying to pick them apart. They are the ones who got taken down. Vegas Legion. That's 4 rounds in a row. Standing on a 6 spree. I think TJ didn't quite get his. There's kill over towards Mack, though. It's a big hit over towards the A side. Seattle Surge finding 2. Now 4v2 for Vegas.
Tem's gone for it. He was a little bit alone and a little bit exposed, but he has fallen by the wayside. Standy has a 6 streak, but this may be a step too far. Doesn't get Sibby. That does not bring the numbers back down to reality, and he gets stunned and Mack guns.
I think that's 3 minimum from Mack in that round. And it's just not very Seattle Surge-like with the big hit over towards A. And it's Mack, the first one through. 6 and 5 from him now. And, you know, we don't like to talk about it too much, but statistically, in terms of the KD, the lowest in the CDL this season. Stepping it up here for his team, though. 6 and 5 out of him. You like those numbers as a bomb carrier. Getting themselves back into it. It was getting a little bit silly. Vegas Legion was starting to run away with it. But a very nice bounce back round from Seattle Surge now. Vegas Legion still with work to do.
And again, they're going for this B hit. Pred's here already. Does he hear it? Does he know it? The angle. The stun is going to give him a check. No, and he finds Clayster stepping. Pred with the first blood. That cruise is already coming through. I don't know who he's going to find. Pred dives to safety. And Legion wanted it to clear out the site, but they have found nothing.
It's a momentary 2v2 over towards the B side, though, so the next kill is really influential on this site. The rest of the team on their way over. Pred should be dead to rights. Well played from TJ. He continues to survive. Seattle Surge haven't made their move over towards A yet. I think it's because Mack finds 1 kill over towards that side. They're not quite sure exactly where Vegas Legion are playing it. What was now a 2v4 is a 2v2.
Oh, here you go. Reinforcements, but they're just going to try and continue to peek this. TJ with the Vaz up top will get a little bit of a check. Standy has bomb and wants to plant.
He's going to go for it. Seattle Surge in a position to answer. Not quite. Have to be a 2v2 retake. Mack going for the shots up towards top 10. I think this is all, honestly, on Sib, and if he can find a pick, and then Mack is just going to flow back through. Here we go. This is the fight.
Oh, and he's tagged him up. Standy's weak. He needs a little bit of cover, but he's not there. TJ now left alone up the top dives. Finds the one as well. TJ still moving and grooving. Sib versus TJ. Here comes the challenge. Sib will win it. Open door, open sesame, and they find it to bring it 4-4.
That Sib gunfight looks so strange. Goes well with it. And honestly, I think of the initial couple of shots that go into... I can't even remember who was left with TJ at that stage. But TJ was lingering up top, and I think it was standing inside the top. You would have thought that TJ would have been there to help him out with Mack pushing through from the mid-map. But he just chooses to stay. Doesn't help his teammate out. And then Mack and co can kind of just pick it up from there and find the round. Seattle Surge find 2 rounds back themselves. It's been a hell of a search and destroy so far. Still not sure who's going to come out on top.
No, me either. Seattle, though, big hit again. Legion here in force. Oh, Mack just throwing a shoulder. Actually going to fly out for it as well. He's got a better position towards the back end. TJ fighting for his life. He's trying to find it. He does eventually, but he's super weak. Clayster will get one off the back of it as well. TJ moving through every doorway and window, trying to stay alive. Pred will get that kill. And standing at 1 versus 2 as it erupts over the A site.
And that round is kind of dictated from what we've seen at the very beginning. You've seen a couple of hit markers coming through from a couple of Seattle Surge players. There's a lot of information gained. If you don't find the kill with those grenades or stuns or whatever the hell you're throwing over there, you find information. Vegas Legion will pin back because of it. Pred now, he's going to check it from the bomb stand. He's going to have to go for the child. My goodness, but the trade is there. Accuracy, map point for Seattle Surge.
And it was a wonderful fight to begin with, but 2 versus 1. Sometimes just a bit better, and yet accuracy will just rip his kneecaps off. And Seattle Surge now have the advantage in this. Vegas Legion have not found anything in the last 3 rounds.
Getting a little scary now. They were streaky themselves after Seattle Surge found themselves into a lead. But Seattle have been enjoying this 8 hit, to be honest with you. They don't want to give Vegas Legion any opportunity. They think blow for blow, they are stronger than the Vegas Legion. They're happy to go with it. Temp through the middle of the map is going to give the cover to Standy, who's now going to find a way over towards A. Seattle Surge do not have numbers over towards this site.
Haven't had a lot of luck at getting this bomb down. Legion, if they get it down onto A here, will have the commanding position. And there it goes. This is always difficult to retake if you do not have A control.
Seattle Surge waiting on Pred. He's going to have to clear out quite a bit. Mack is going to get a little bit of information, but that will be it. Placed it. Take a couple in the head, but it's a wise old one that can survive those. Mack's still looking for some picks, and we're still waiting on Pred on that flank. Slow and steady. This is going to burst into life very, very quickly.
Places to go down as well. Advantage to Surge. Time is ticking. Temp will find one back as well. Pred still not arrived. He has to get into position as well. That dead silence is hot. Mack will go into it at the same time, but Temp finds a kill. Mack flies into the point and falls. It's 5-5. It's round 11. Let's go.
Here we go. Nicely done from Vegas Legion. And you can see the play from Seattle Surge, and eventually I think it's almost a moment of, we probably need to start doing something here. No, Pred's clearing up the flank, but let's try and make something happen before then. Let's try and not rely on that. They find a couple of kills, but the important one was from TJ in top Cantina, where he's being fought the majority of the game, it feels like. Kill after kill after kill. Defensive and attacking side. The one at the Pred makes the round. 5-5, here we go. Seattle Surge on the attack.
Pred going towards the middle as well, and I think he's just slipped through the net. Will he get away? No, he will not. Standing with the first blood. There is going to be a problem, though, with place to get Sim as well. It's down to a 2 versus 4. Legion have every advantage for this now. They know where Surge are. They have the numbers. Mack, will he find a miracle?
He needs to find something for his team. Pred finds a free route through the tunnel, and then Sib was watching over him. He gets shot in the back, and then Sib gets gunned as well. Vegas Legion. It wasn't looking likely when I was looking at the minimap, but all of a sudden, well, it's now a 3 versus 2 in their favor. Accuracy will find Temp. Mack not in a prime position to plant this bomb, but in a good spot to stop Vegas Legion if they do misstep.
And they've now heard him go back. Legion are going to retake this. They are waiting for this to go down. Here it comes. That bomb is going to go down now. They're going to sweep onto him as well. Mack finds the first kill. They will get one back. It's a 2 versus 1. Accuracy. It's a 1v1 for the end here. Standy versus Accuracy. And Accuracy flies out the window. Standy will win it. The Legion go up 2-0. But nerves are shredded from both teams. That was closer than it should have been.
Wow. We get a close map number 1. And the Iceman can't close out map number 2 for Seattle Surge. Standy getting the trade. Temp and the boys are absolutely cheesing 2-0 up. That was so back and forth. And honestly, I said I would have loved to have seen Sib's POV, because it looks like he's towards the block, from what I remember on the minimap at least anyway. So watching over Pred, who is finding that very aggressive push through the tunnel, gets through pretty much unscathed. So Sib's there doing his job, watching over. KiSMET runs around the corner and just guns Pred in the back. Doesn't find the shots from Sib. And then Sib gets taken down as well. Disaster for Seattle Surge. And then you have to think they've done ever so well, Mack in accuracy, to try and claw that one back. It comes to a 1v1. And accuracy maybe just gets a little bit overzealous on the push. The information's there. You've got to probably go for the Charles Standy. Well aware, and at 11-6, was never going to lose that. Vegas Legion, 2 to the good.
Wow, I mean, Standy was basically standing in the open. That's what I actually didn't expect. But what an ending. What a time. It has been close. Seattle Surge looked to be resurgence all the way through that. But hey, 2 great maps. Roll on the 3rd. Will it be the last? We'll have to find out. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break with more action at the Call of Duty League.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. The Call of Duty League is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck. And upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the CDL.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. This is our Scuff play of the game. It's going to be Standy at the end of this round 11 ton.
And let's see how it actually breaks down, because honestly, I said Vegas Legion do wonderful towards the beginning of it. And it comes down to Standy, knows where accuracy is, guesses correctly, accuracy jumps out, knows it's already done. Clayster and Simp will be letting their teammate know they were happy with that one. There you go. Standy onto this roster has been somewhat of a revelation for Seattle. Oh, not for Seattle Surge, it's been actually terrible for Seattle Surge with Standy on this roster. But Vegas Legion have been loving it. And Standy's been doing well. 3-0 for Vegas Legion. But, Ricey, and I feel like you were going to head into it, we are going into control. So, there is always that. If you're Vegas Legion, there's always that.
Normally we say there's a light at the end of the tunnel. This time this road works. Might come to a little bit of a halt. Might be a bit of an issue. Legion have not been that successful on control in recent times, but they have won some. It is slightly better than it was. But if they win and... yeah, there we go. There's the record. 1-10 on the LSClo. That one comes really quite recently, if I remember correctly, but Surge obviously 7-4. A much better prospect for them, Ton.
Yeah, and I think, you know, if you're looking towards anything, yeah, Surge just very, very solid on this one. 5th in attacking percentage, 6th in defensive, just steady. Nothing too crazy to talk about. But once that Tim actually brought up in some of the notes that we were getting together here, when Standy joined, he actually specifically for Toronto dropped a 1.29 on that squad on this map specifically. But since he came out of Vegas, only a 0.88. Hasn't had the influence that we maybe thought he could have. But TJ and Cole, Standy, that won't help Standy with his KD. If you're going to shoot him in the back, TJ, yeah, that doesn't work at all. Vegas Legion wiped off the point.
Yeah, no fun there. Maybe a little bit too focused on the game, just shooting everything that moves. Both players behind the same boxes. Temp now looking to slay his way forward. Has famously done pretty well on this map in terms of slaying. But it isn't just about the kills. He also needs the positioning.
Yeah, it was a crazy play at the major, wasn't it? From Temp over towards this A side to solidify the game for Vegas Legion. Standy killed them, trying to make a push over towards A. Seattle Surge happy to answer this in any which way they can. Scrappy at the beginning of this one. Only 2 members of Seattle Surge left now at this point. Pred on his way, but there's the wipe. Vegas Legion will find a good bit of control over towards this A side. Those ticks are coming in.
Yeah, and there's nothing here for Pred, realistically. Doesn't want to go anywhere yet. He might try and sneak a kill, but he will not contest it. Here it goes, exit kill. Pred against TJ, and Pred is going to get caught. And Mack will eventually get his trade done as well. For now, Seattle Surge going to throw out the walls and the defenses and hold down B.
It was actually an important kill, went on as that A capture was coming through. Vegas Legion sent Standy over towards the B side, looking to just try and find something. Very, very little, but Seattle Surge, not any mid-map control right now. Vegas Legion taking control of the compound and have ultimately just faded themselves over towards B. Sib is here on the flank, but the rest of the team do need to help them out.
Got to be careful. And there it is, accuracy. That's a huge kill as well, locking it down. Sib trying to find anybody here on the flank. Actually finds another one. Legion have not managed to find the kills they want quite yet. A little bit of control now coming through.
I think because Legion pushed through the mid-map, they didn't give Seattle Surge the spawns that, well, maybe Legion thought they would get. It's a difficult one when they are spawning over towards that mountainside to try and find the break, and now this is a little 1-by-1 from Vegas Legion. A challenge from Temp. You need to wait on the rest of your team. Seattle Surge defending quite deeply, I want to say. We haven't seen too much of a push over towards the green side. Yeah, okay, we've seen Sib over there, but for the most part, they haven't wanted to venture further than they would have liked to down this field, but now this time, Mack is going to find himself in that position. Vegas Legion, 45 seconds. 4 lives down. A lot of work to do here over towards B.
And again, the Legion will look. They find the first blood. Pred still holding it down. Clayster stays alive with his life. Accuracy, though, finds TJ. They cannot get any kills going. Accuracy is just a man on a mission. He will not be moved. They cannot find him as he finds Clayster as well. He is locked in on a 6 streak. Temp finds Pred up top. Last roll of the dice.
Now they're going to be able to find anything. It's looking like the answer is no. Vegas Legion never really getting any control over towards the field side. And Seattle Surge, give them the credit. They completely give up the compound in the middle of the map. There may well be one more opportunity, but I was talking like it wasn't going to happen because it probably wasn't. Seattle Surge very much just giving up control of the middle of the map there, but happy to just sit back. Nothing too crazy, and sometimes you can see teams do this and let the opposition try to come towards them and just try and find your gunfights from there, but it can almost feel a little bit too passive. But Seattle Surge paid that to absolute perfection. Sitting back, not doing anything stupid, just locking down whatever angles you need to, and accuracy. The prime member of Seattle Surge, who is very, very good at doing that. 6 or 7 in a row by the time the round ended. Seattle Surge was relatively comfortable around number 1.
Yeah, it really was, and gotta say that accuracy just happy when he's pretty much posted up. No chows, no trades, no nothing. This time though, as he goes stationary once again, it is all about the overwatch, but the kills have to be made further up the field for him to be effective.
Standy's done well, and those are kills very far up the map. I want to say for Vegas Legion, that just puts Seattle Surge off completely, or does it? Still tempted with something over towards this side. Accuracy's like, oh, Standy with an AR. I fancy my chances here. Not quite. Standy with 3 in a row to kick off the round. It would be nice for him to get a streak going, because Accuracy does have that cruise missile, which can be very, very helpful when it comes down to control on Elasila.
And here we go. Pred by name, Pred by nature. Dead silence. Pop, but found. Tem's going to get him as well. Sim will get a kill as they look to get onto A. There's been no joy for Seattle Surge as they've moved anywhere else. Sib just holding, waiting for the chow. Clayster goes for the white chow. He's going to fall as well. Sib backs off, 13 health. Waits.
Flank coming through from Standy. It's 4 in a row from him, 3 from Temp. And 29 seconds to go. Standy will eventually get taken down though. Temp is playing very, very passive, and he's kind of in a position where he needs the rest of his teammates to be able to help him. He's going to be able to find one. TJ in from top offices now. Slowly but surely, this time is ticking up on the control, but Temp is going to find Sib. Seattle Surge are running out of time.
Back though, looking for the flash, not going to find the second on TJ, and Seattle Surge have burnt a lot of time across to this. Pred may have to be the hero Seattle need. He will have to go onto this point, potentially, just to stop the clock, just to be a distraction. There we go, full on. Gets into the point by himself, but instantly falls. No hero play today. Accuracy, last alive. And slow and steady isn't going to work here as he's gunned by Clayster, and the rest of them have to get all the way across field. No joy for Seattle Tongue.
Wow. That's bearing in mind, Vegas Legion, when they have found their 1 win on this map, it really came down to a lot of their attacks. Attacking percentage is, well, a lot better than their defensive when it does come down to the averages. But that is a complete shutout on the defensive side of things. Big round from Temp, sitting at 13-5, and I love his positioning, you know. Sitting just over towards the corner of the site, not showing his face, just holding it down, not letting potentially a player like Accuracy push up towards the radio tower. That's not where you want Accuracy. Based on what we see in the previous round, when the man's posted up, he's going to fry you. Not given a single opportunity to do that. A very, very good hold from Legion.
And now, for Legion, a try again. Moderately successful last attack, and TJ flying forward. He finds Mack. But it's the rest of the kills that now matter. Do Legion go for B, or do they not? They've already got a couple of kills. They're going to go for it. This could be a huge stack for them. Trophies down. Everybody on.
Yeah, it's when Predicate dies on the flank, and then they find one player back towards the site. It's everybody on the point, and let's hold on tight and see if we can find it, but surely there'll be a trophy. There isn't, and there comes absolutely everything in from Seattle Surge, and what was looking fantastic for Vegas Legion falls apart in an instant.
Yeah, but for a trophy, the point was lost. Will that be the game? Will it be the decider? Seattle Surge have now swarmed forward, ready to put the chokehold onto Legion. Every corner, every aspect, they'll be looking for them as they go to farm and they go to work.
That's a tough one for Vegas Legion. I mean, we're all saying the same thing. Where was the trophy? Where was the trophy? Sometimes, you know, you might just not have one. I don't know whether or not they use them in another point, but because of whatever has happened, whatever has transpired, they've got 25 seconds to maybe try and grab one single point. A good defensive hold in the first 2 rounds from them, and not a sensational one from Surge, puts them in an advantageous position. You'd like to think they maybe need to find at least A to have a chance at that defensive round in round number 5 if we get that.
Somebody trying to take that accuracy. He's fighting off all comers, but it won't be enough. Slaying has worked here for Legion. They will get onto the point. Will this be an attempted retake? Mack is going to be there finding Standy. The pinch is going to come in from Sib. Right into the back door of Temp. Shoots him straight in the head. It's only TJ left alive, and Legion have found nothing. Back to the respawn, back to the drawing board. And can they brute force their way back in one more time?
Have 11 seconds. They spawn towards the field side, but Pred is farming them off it. TJ's going to find the kill, though, and will find a touch. The time is stopped. The staggered push from both two sides from the side of Vegas Legion. One over towards the A side. Was it a risk, though, as B is not going to happen for them either. And over the last 2 rounds, neither one of these teams capturing A or B whatsoever.
And that's the crazy thing. When we spoke about the stack from Legion, the first words I used were trophies down. I didn't see any. They didn't have any. They risked it. They gambled. They put it all on the line, and they caught a Semtex to the teeth.
Yeah, it's one of those moments. I mean, we've all kind of been there, haven't we? You want to try and get... Everyone's like screaming, trophy down, trophy down. I don't have one, unfortunately. If they did have one, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but surely they didn't. In that position, that maybe gets them a hold of B and gives them another minute to try and win the round. A tough one to take. Sales Surge with a good start over towards this A side as well. Clears, they're going to get aggressive. Hasn't had the best of maps so far. And is all of a sudden left completely alone over towards the A side.
Pred goes looking. A little bit of slaying, a little bit of playing. Staying alive as well as they both do the exact same thing and trade nades, but it will be Pred who walks away with it. And Temp has no idea. It's an easy kill for Pred. That's 4 down. That's A gone.
There's an opportunity for Seattle Surge to maybe jump over towards B, but because of their positioning, Vegas Legion over towards the mountainside, the spawns do come in. Crucial kills for Vegas Legion now. They may actually have a look over towards this A side now. Accuracy has to jump off. The stun starts to come through. He will find Callista. So that might help things out. And then Vegas Legion stepped maybe just a little bit too far back over towards A. They've opened the door up towards B. A minute to go. That time will surely be extended.
Needed by name, but all they've got right now is a legion of panic. They're worried. They are not in positioning. TJ may be the race in the hole. He finds a kill already. A has gone. Pred is looking to farm off the point. TJ has to be the master of this. He's already found 2 off the green. He's giving his team a little bit of breathing room. With both teams going to work farming from both sides of the map.
Who can do it better? TJ gets taken down. So the pressure now very much on Vegas Legion. 2-1 down. You're in a bad spot here in round number 4 as well. 7 lives down. It could have been 6. Pred will eventually fall down. Mack looking for the chow. Is going to find Clayster by way of Simp, jumping across and finding himself dead. And now Mack can put the pressure on for Seattle Surge here. You can see that Vegas Legion can't take over towards Tin. They know that Mack is here and they can't just go for a blind challenge.
Trying to get him down. They know they don't have the lives to keep on going with this trade game. Mack is looking to farm. TJ will get the timing on him. The points are already in. 2 going down from Surge as well. They do not want to lose the map control. Actually, wall bangs him. Simp will get another one. And Simp will get it as well. Temp has fallen. Clayster is alive, but he's trying to hold off reinforcements. He does not want anyone to push forward. The rest of Legion are streaming across this map as more players add to the fire here. The tick is rocketing forward. Clayster finds one, slows it down by a minuscule amount, but they're going to get through. They don't have the kills. They don't have the numbers. Surge win the control. They've taken down the Legion on this. And you've got to feel for Vegas. They had opportunities, but quality on that map is not their forte.
Hard one to bear on Seattle Surge. Now back into this game. And as you said, it feels like Vegas Legion had their opportunities in this game. And for me, in that final round, just pushing over towards A, just open the door wide open for Seattle Surge to find a push over towards B. And we've seen the farming coming in off the respawns. But Pred ultimately the one who can do more damage. Mack having a big game for him there. 25 and 18, the most damage in the lobby by a significant amount. Big plays from Mack. And Seattle Surge find themselves back into this series. We were talking about the series beforehand. And everyone knows for Vegas Legion, their hardpoint search and destroy, pretty good. They can go toe-to-toe with a lot of teams, especially in the search. You find a hardpoint, yeah, you're looking good in the search, you win the search, but you always have the worry of control. And that worry may well last until the end of the season. Bryce still very low on the win percentage. Still very much the worst control team in the game.
Yeah, it's never good to have a glaring weakness like that. But that was probably to be one of the crucial moments into this. So close for Vegas to take the point. But no trophies. If 2 trophies were down, it probably would have gone their way. But after that, they didn't really find very much. The highlight for Legion, a good defense, but nothing else. Seattle Surge, good everywhere. Has to give credit to Pred and Mack. Pred went slaying. Mack did the same, but playing the point as well.
Yeah, I honestly, I think that moment on B, it was so crucial because Vegas Legion, it all fell into place so well for them. Massive, massive opportunity to get a hold of B, and as mentioned, that extends the clock. You got a good look over towards A. Seattle Surge, the artillery was called in. The grenades, the cruise missile, and the gunny. Getting the job done for them over towards that side, and Vegas Legion are just going to lick their wounds, walk away from that one, and head into map number 4, which is going to be Hotel Hardpoint. Not a bad map for Seattle whatsoever.
So, now that that has been done, and it happened as we thought it might, Hotel Hardpoint is another one for Seattle Surge. They have the better statistics here. They could send this to a map 5. Predictions from our analyst desk said the same thing.
And who would you fancy in the map 5 if we get there? I mean, a lot of people would have probably said Vegas Legion, right? Based on the S&D performance, but it went round 11 in map number 2. Hey, they might close it out here in 4. You never know. Seattle Surge have really not been at the races over this stage so far. But Hotel, I'm sure we're going to bring up the stats, but to rhyme some off, Seattle have the #1 hold percentage in the game on this map. They've got Simp, who has the #1 KD on this map. Couple of different things that kind of go their way, and they are important things. But Vegas Legion still have an opportunity here. They were really good in map number 1, but Embassy has been good for them recently. Has Hotel? Not so much. Sitting at 3 and 8. Going to need to bring a performance here.
Yeah, they really are. And realistically, when we talk about this too, I don't know. I'm just not really favouring the Legion. They aren't always the best at getting those rotations correct, and that can be an issue. And against a team like Seattle that can really go to lengths on this one as well, now that they've given them the breathing room, now they've given them a little bit of morale boost on the control, you never count out Seattle. And for Vegas Legion, they were hoping to get it done in 3, but 4 is the minimum they can do it now.
I think 4 is probably the only way that they kind of are winning series, man. Comfortable, man. Have they 3-0'd anybody this season? I don't know. Tim, tell me. I'm wondering. I presume not. I mean, surely they haven't, right?
I feel like they have. But it doesn't come to mind. But I'm sure our statistics will take care of that in just a few seconds as we go through the rest of this one as well. But it's a curious one as we head towards the rest of this season. We've been talking about the bubble. Both these teams are in it. Seattle Surge, quite surprisingly, this is something I brought up to my colleagues a couple of maybe weeks or months ago. How are Seattle in this position, especially when you consider a player like Pred, who many consider one of the top 3 players in this game, worried about a potential of not making champs? It is the long shot. It is the least likely possibility, but it is not out of the realms of possibility.
Tim confirming it. They haven't 3-0'd anybody. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Not a single team. And well, I mean, that just kind of points out the glaring obvious issue that their control sucks. It sucks. They've got a little bit better. It hasn't been great, but the hard point has been relatively solid, and well, they will have to be very, very good here against Seattle Surge. Seeing it 8 and 7, yeah, okay, it's not the best of records, but 3 and 8 for Vegas Legion. Bear in mind, one of those was the most absurd comeback we've ever seen in hard point. This probably should be 2 and 9, to be honest with you. Well,
I don't need another one of those. It was great, but my lungs won't take it today.
We got to get you to Toronto and fit and healthy, mate. Just a nice steady game here, boys.
Well, let's see. Obviously, at the moment, Legion will be looking to hold this side down for as long as possible, but they have to contest P1. They have to go into the blender, onto the crucible of war as both teams just look for the trades.
Fighting it out into what can sometimes be the Bermuda Triangle of spawns over towards P1, but Vegas Legion are the ones locking down P2 where needed. Just keeping an eye on Mack, though, making a dead silence play, and will get taken down pretty much immediately. So good hold from Vegas Legion, but Seattle Surge have picked up a good chunk of time. Legion would like to answer back.
You can see what they're doing now, just trying to hold the line. They know they have to give a little bit of a contest, and they're doing it actually quite effectively. Some time here for them. What they must not do is break. They have sunk all of this into this P2 hold.
Nicely done. You take that all day long. Considering P2 rotations are looking pretty solid so far. Accuracy and Mack trying to stop that from being a thing whatsoever. Grenade going in, the trophy well placed. Very well placed. Calista surviving due to it. They do finding some kills though. The rest of the team just about holding on to P2 here, but Simp will find him. Looking like a good break from Surge so far.
And they are looking for it as well. Seattle Surge flooding forward. They are in the point. Players in every single angle though. And Vegas should get straight back into it as TJ gets Pred, but that's a huge fight from Pred. He keeps the opportunity open towards middle.
Oh, is the break going to come through? Eventually, Seattle Surge will get a little bit of purchase inside the point, but Temp goes for the aggression. Pred now sitting in over towards the middle. It's not going to work out for him in that kind of area. Of course, just with the SMG, Standy will then clean him up. It was looking like a Seattle Surge break was inevitably going to come through there, but to kind of pay homage to the stats that we have here, both these two teams not very strong at breaking on this map whatsoever. 10th and 9th respectively, with Vegas being towards the lower side. Rotations are so key. Vegas Legion with the lead based off that rotation over towards P2. We'll see Seattle Surge answer in kind with a rotation to kitchen.
See, they're going to go towards the back here, but it is never an easy break, and they are not even close. They cannot get within touching distance. Temp will be the first one in, but without somebody to trade, like, doesn't really want to go through the door. Temp, that is an outrageous gunfight to make on the minimap. Seattle Surge were not expecting Sandy making out one towards the back as well, and the Legion have broken Surge.
They've broken it so cleanly as well. Pred still towards the back. They eventually deal with him. It's a kill feed that looks very Vegas Legion orientated. Seattle Surge had very little answer to anything there. Just a soft defense. You don't win a couple of gunfights, all of a sudden you can get picked apart when it comes down to kitchen. There's so many different entrances to come through. Vegas Legion played them like a fiddle. Seattle Surge now gonna have to walk away with a decent lead for Vegas Legion here. You didn't have the rotation, but you do find the break.
Gonna find the fight as well. Looking for a pinch here. Sees accuracy. An AR battle. Accuracy with a slightly better position as well. As Nate go down, but Clayster will get the kill. Doors are still open, but his teammates have to find the kills as they go through. TJ will find one. Going for the pinch, and TJ turns and bans on Mack as well. Clayster finds the kill, and they've broken it again.
Clayster has just done so well from the bedroom side. He's waiting for Seattle to get control of it. Finds 2 and 3 and 4 kills whilst he's at it. Clayster locking down the bedroom. And it's thanks to him that Vegas Legion have complete control of bedroom side. They've got complete control of the bar. And the hill is in their hands. But of course, again, every single time that we say Vegas Legion are doing something great, Pred arrives on the scene. 2 for him. Sid will then come and fight 2 of his own. Temp's the only one who can answer back. But Vegas Legion were threatening a very nice break that.
Yeah, maybe lost a little bit of time waiting to get onto the point, but Seattle get back onto it as well. They are not disturbed by everything that Legion are pulling out of the bag right now as we go towards restaurant. Teams are just making sure they fight tooth and nail for this.
On the rotation. He's here with Sip to try and slow down what Vegas Legion are trying to do. The push through towards the restaurant side, but it's going to be Pred to walk in and just clean up the mess that has been created. It's a 30-point game now. Standy and Cup on their way. Surge back into this one after what was a couple of seconds of not good play, but Vegas Legion have found a break back. It's just brute force through the middle of the map, but keep an eye on Mack. He's there to pinch for the rest of his team who are coming through the kitchen side.
He's already got him as well. Legion have the numbers here as well, but they're going to be pinched from multiple directions. Clayster lays down. Pred and accuracy here. They're going to jump into the point, but they're going to fall as well. Accuracy finds TJ. Mack will fight Clayster. Standy falls as well. And the Legion have been rebuffed back out of restaurant. It's been a back and forth hard point for these two. But it will be Seattle in the better position as we move forward.
It felt like looking at the minimap there that every single arrow was just pointing in a different direction. I had no clue which way any team was breaking from, holding from. Not a clue. Everybody all over the place, and ultimately it just comes down to a couple of trade fests here and there, and all of a sudden what was a healthy lead for Vegas Legion is now looking like a turnaround. Sib's gonna find one towards the back. It's crucial that Clayster found it momentarily on his own, but Mack is now left also on his own to try and get some kitchen control, which Vegas Legion are trying to keep a hold of. They know the push is going to come from bedroom. TJ set up towards that side. Standy will find a killer kitchen. Looking good for Legion.
Oh, TJ! Pushed all the way out towards block there on the minimap. Looks like how on earth they swarmed past him. Played his time, played his kills. Seattle Surge now have to try and break this through as well. They know there can be players in corners. Going for Overwatch. Can he thread the needle? Looking for Clayster's fingertips. There goes the nade. Clayster will just have to take it. Sandy's going to find the kill as well. A little bit of a slow push here from Seattle.
I almost would have wanted to see Sib maybe just get a little bit more aggressive, but mustn't have been feeling confident about the positioning from the teammates. Just kind of running into the fire of the Seattle Surge. Good shots coming in from Pred, but it's unable to be cleaned up. So after the first rotation, the Hills, it is a very healthy lead for the Vegas Legion. Just like this after the first rotation of Hills on Embassy as well. Very strong start. The mid game, though, is where Seattle Surge started to come back into things. Can they do so once again?
But here are the critical roles going into the second set of rotations. If you had a Seattle Surge, maybe the rotations can save them. They are not winning a slaying battle, but if they can get to these points first, they can hold.
DJ with a big win over towards the double arches. Standy finding more, and Standy finding even more than that. It's 6 in a row from Standy. He'll want to chow this onto Simp, no doubt, but TJ is there to, well, potentially pick up the pieces, cannot do so. Spawn's not really there for anybody right now. Seattle Surge spawning towards the bedroom side. Vegas Legion just momentarily going to get a spawn over towards the spot, but Tempnelli lighting up 3. We'll find 2, but it's looking like a big fight over towards the car park. Can TJ find this onto Mack?
I think Mack knows somebody's out here. He saw a player earlier on or heard a player, but TJ has played a little bit shy behind the fire engine.
Needs help.
And they're waiting. Their silence popped to lay down. Will he take the right corner? Simp will, but it doesn't matter. TJ still playing his life, and that means Legion are going to be the first in the P2.
Yeah, it's Temp who finds the kill over towards the restaurant side, and then they can start to lock things down from here as well. Standy has been lights out for the team. We're thinking of the SMG of Standy, but it's the tack today. 5 in a row for Standy. It was 6 in a row about 3 seconds ago, and he's just running an absolute mock-up to your Seattle Surge side. Pred's the only one who can shut him down. The hold for Vegas Legion is strong. 30 seconds already into P2. It's been all Legion.
The first few kills come through. Surge needed that desperately. They will have to fight their way back up the mountain at this point if they want to come back into the game. Scrap time on P2. Pinning in Legion all the way to the back spawn. The rotation is calling. If Legion get here first in some sort of numbers, they might have a good time, but they haven't done it yet.
That's a small win for Vegas Legion, though, towards P2. I mean, you pick up 30 seconds when the lead is this high. And this big, it's a good position to be in. Standing on transition as well. We'll find another kill. He's been phenomenal for Legion in this series. And can they find the break to, well, break Seattle Surge in this one? Mack's going to be the first to fall close. They're through the door. The shallow, not quite there, but Standy is. The rest of Vegas Legion are here in numbers. Seattle Surge trying to find a break back.
A break and break and break. Legion just keep doing it to Seattle Surge. Like Bane versus Batman. They will not let them rest. And TJ, it's now going to be Snake but Simp will get that kill as well. More players flooding through it as well. A huge dude from Simp. Pulling his team out of the fire. They needed that. They were here first. They want the points.
They need every single rotation, every single break right now. Vegas Legion still only 24 seconds away from the win in the map and the series. Mack is there to find one at the place there, but this is getting a little bit scary now. Legion are in.
And there's Pred. Has to fight off 2 as well. He's going to fall to Temp. 13 seconds. They cannot win it here. Rotation. It's placed up, but it's going to be gunned by accuracy. There is still life for Seattle. There is still an opportunity, but they must hold some rotations.
One big 60 is all it takes for things to get very, very nervy for the Vegas Legion, but all it takes for them right now is 10 seconds for 10 more CDL points. Mack is going to find the kill on Nicholas. That last time around, this fight was influential. This time around, it's Mack who wins it. Still the hold for Seattle. Vegas Legion taking their time.
They're not finding it. Seattle are clearing house. They are clearing the lanes. They will not let Vegas Legion come anywhere near this point. And Pred puts down Clayster as well. At what point do Vegas Legion rotate? Because they have not found anything here.
The problem is with a mega early rotation, it gives Seattle Surge time to find their way over as well. I haven't seen a Vegas Legion gunfight win in quite some time. They're setting up for transition already. That is that full 60 I talked about. It comes through, and Mack's found some kitchen control as well. This is bad for Vegas Legion.
And Mack
it's really
on the
bad.
Attack. It's unbelievable. He's found his way through to it as well, but does not win that gunfight. The first ticks are now turning for Legion. They might have made just enough as Simp gets the first kill. The rest of them are going to be kitchen. Temp finds him at the same time. 4 seconds to victory, and Seattle Surge have to fly, but they are going to die. Nothing but like a small contest, and it will be Vegas Legion. A sigh of relief. It is not the cheers of victory, but an oh my goodness, thank goodness we got that win.
Callista's a big mad boy right now. Him and Temp, I don't know if they're talking to each other or just talking smack in general. Probably not happy with the way that they ended that one, but somebody who will be very happy with their performance is Standy. 33 bomb and a big, big win for Vegas Legion. Brings them back up to contention on this bubble. And Seattle Surge, your champ spot is not safe yet.
And I feel like a broken record because it was 205 to 250 the first time. The slaying was to Legion the first time, and we've basically seen a repeat again. Seattle Surge fought valiantly from the back foot. They came back into this game, but it was not to be. Too little, too late, too many points, not enough time.
Very, very difficult, isn't it? When you are Seattle Surge, you kind of rely on Pred being able to find those moments of magic, but it almost feels like those moments of magic are bailing Seattle Surge out of positions where, I mean, look, we talked about it, aBeZy, how many opportunities that Vegas Legion had to close that out nice and easily. Yeah, okay, 50-point game, still relatively comfortable. Seattle Surge would have been absolutely bodied in both those half points if it isn't for a couple of moments here and there of magic from Pred and co. Didn't really see as much of that in map number 4, of course, but hey, look, Vegas Legion be very happy with that performance, finding themselves another 10 points, very much still in the run, Brett.
Yeah, that's 10 points they desperately wanted. 10 points we may not have given them credit for when we first saw the schedule, but it doesn't matter. Winning is winning. And we'll throw it over to our desk to break down everything we've just seen.
I'll tell you what, somebody over in Vegas is currently giving a raise to whoever signed Standy. Standy coming in and saving the Vegas Legion season. He was off in their last matchup. That one was a tough one going to a Game 5. He doesn't allow a Game 5 today, Nameless. Let's take a look back at some of these plays. Standy dropping a 33 bomb in Game 4 after being a hero in Game 2. What did the young man show you tonight?
I mean, it was the sub duo as well. I mean, everybody played great. Standy on this map, ability to get lost is second to none. Some of the breaks that they had, I mean, beautiful. You talk about this P4 hill, this hill, the way that they were able to break it. Clay finds a couple of kills up top, but it was some heroic efforts by the SMGs. TJ going around back, staying alive, finding 2 kills. Just beautifully played, man. And this was a map that I was expecting to go towards Seattle Surge. We talked about it prior to the series. This is where Seattle Surge had the advantage. Games 3 and 4, everything was going according to script. Instead, we see Vegas come out on top. Some beautiful plays and adjustments, and Hardpoint leads to a 6-3 Hardpoint record throughout the stage. One of our top Hardpoint teams here in the Stage 5 split.
Crucial breaks and some epic holds, and plays like that from Standy were the difference maker as Seattle made it close in the final few rounds. But Vegas shuts it down, 250-206. It will now be moving on to the winners bracket come Toronto. They are done for the qualifier. You know who else is done, though? Seattle, 1-4 after a 4-1 in the Stage 4 qualifiers. Seattle has to be heartbroken. They're starting in a loser's bracket, and with 190 points, this team is not safe for champs, Nameless.
Yeah, like I said, man, I mean, you got to start, like, when you're sitting down on that stage, sitting next to each other, playing these matches, and you just keep on losing, at some point, you got to look at these other guys and be like, man, we just don't work together anymore. We've had our run. And at this point for Seattle Surge, you're no longer safe to make it into champs. I mean, you're talking about you're in losers round 1. You haven't been able to do any damage. You can't win your map picks. And now you potentially lose in that round 1 of losers. And you got teams like Minnesota just making a change. In Vegas, with how incredible they've looked, they can eclipse you and knock you out of champs contention. So for Seattle Surge, that is tough.
Seattle Surge, good luck moving forward. For now, though, we are popping bottles with Mr. Wandy. Put it in the chat right now. We've got Standy joining us live. And Standy, the chat was going nuts after your search and destroy performance. You continue to impress with some plays on control. But that Game 4, that was the difference maker for me. You shined amongst everyone in that lobby. What was it like playing against Pred in the Surge today?
Playing against Pred in the Surge?
Yeah.
I don't really know. We just kind of played our game and just prepared for ourselves and just played confident, and we won.
Standy, I feel like you thrive in being the underdog. How has it felt sort of embodying that story with the Vegas Legion throughout this split? You know, coming into it, we looked at your schedule. I'm looking at it right now. You guys had one of the hardest splits that we've seen all year long for a team, especially in the position that you're in. You guys rise to the occasion now, 3-2. So how do you feel being the underdog gave you an edge?
Well, I've just been in a lot of situations, I feel like, in my career where I feel like I'm a little bit undervalued or underappreciated. So I just am always there still, you know. I'm always going hard, practicing hard to, you know, like, I want to be a scary, like, I want a top team to, like, look at my team and just be like, yo, like, these guys are scary. They're like, we can't take it easy against them, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's really all.
It feels like that's the case now. Right. Sorry, I was interrupting there for a second because I really want to know. The tandem of you and Thieves, man, you guys have been unbelievable. Search and destroy, now in the respawns. For you two, how have you built that chemistry up to this point? Because it seems like you guys are unstoppable.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I just think I joined the team and me and T just happened to have really good play styles to bounce off each other. I think Thieves is very good at he's very good at understanding when I'm the one going rogue that he needs to be the one to play safe, and then when he's the one going rogue, I'm the one to play safe. So we both kind of get our moments to make plays and go rogue, and you know, I do dirty work to help him and he does dirty work to help me. But I mean, he's very selfless, and having a guy like that always makes the game easier.
Standy, you had an apartment in Toronto earlier this year. You are going back to that city to play in the next major. Where are you taking us and the rest of your team to go eat?
There's this place called, I don't know, to be honest.
Look at Standy, man. Right he doesn't eat.
McDonald's,
this guy's a $1.10 soaking wet. You don't eat nothing.
Go get some poutine somewhere.
I'll teach you how to eat, my friend.
Go get some poutine somewhere.
There we go. That is my man, Standy. We got to let you go because we still have 3 more matches left on the day. Congratulations on the win.
Nice. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
That is Standy. Don't ask him for a dinner date, but do watch his games of Call of Duty. Vegas continues to impress, but as I mentioned, plenty more action still to come. And Nameless, the fans, if they haven't started their collection, now's the time to do it. How do you get involved?
Listen, man, go scan that QR code, get yourself some Upper Deck cards. I remember at the first event, we got a bunch of packs of those things, so go check them out and see if you can get one of your favorite players.
And of course, we've got jerseys, hoodies, hats, t-shirts, and more. Shop.callofdutyleague.com. Support your crew. Wear your gear in person in Toronto next week. When we come back, we've got match number 2 of a 4-match Super Saturday. You don't want to miss it. It is going to be the unbeaten OpTic Texas squad taking on a surging 3-1 Florida Mutineers.